Hi, just sitting around on a nice sunny day, having a nice cold beer, and no. I mean, I'm sitting here working very hard, trying to make sure that my students learn as much as humanly possible. That's what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do right now is kind of go through a statistical study with you. Um, first thing you want to do, come up with a hypothesis. I think men are taller than women. I think it rains more in the winter than it does in the summer in Portland, Oregon. I think women tend to drive brighter colored cars than men. Something like this. Right, so that's my hypothesis. Your hypothesis can be specific, it can be sort of vague as well. You might say, I think there's a relationship between gender and smoking rate. I think there's some relationship between years gone by and the average high temperature in July or something like that. You know there's a relationship, you think there's a relationship, you don't know exactly what it might be, so you're going to collect some data and see actually what that relationship is. So that's the first step, coming up with your hypothesis. The next thing you want to do, you want to find data next, okay? I want to find out, I'm going to do a study, let's say, on enrollment at LCC. And I want to compare number of men and number of women that are going to school at LCC over the years. So what I want to do is I can go to the registration office or something. I need to find data. All right, so what's going to be data? I can take data that already exists. So I can find, excuse me, I had a fly just flew on my nose. You get some data, and you want to make sure the data is meaningful. If I were going to do a study, say, on whether men are taller than women, I don't want to go to a basketball practice for the Portland Trail Blazers and measure the heights of men, and then go to, you know, a grade school and measure the heights of a bunch of girls. Okay, the data is not good. In statistics, we say garbage in, garbage out. If you have lousy data, it doesn't matter how good your analysis techniques are, you're going to have lousy results. So we want to make sure that you get that representative sample that we've sort of discussed. So I'm going to take some data from the registrar's office at LCC, and I'm going to just plot the numbers. So what I did, I got some numbers from the registrar's office, and I just entered my data here, and I came up with a little graph here. You can change the scale, you can do different things depending on how you want the graph to look. But I've just set it up this way, and I can see men are the red bars, women are the green bars, and let's take a close-up look at that. So here's our chart. Now once you've got your data, well, now I can analyze the data. What does the data say? What is it telling me? What does it appear to show? Well, with this type of graph, I can see several things going on. I can see from year to year that there are more women enrolled than men. I can see that both men and women, the enrollments seem to be increasing over the years. And I can also tell that it appears as if women's enrollment is going up more than men's enrollment. So men and women are both increasing, but women are increasing at a faster rate than men. So by looking at this visual, I can come up with something, some sort of statement. What does my data say? This is what my data says. Maybe I didn't know what was happening with enrollment, but now I can see, oh yeah, it's been going up over the years pretty steadily. Women enroll more than men. Women are enrolling more as the years go by than men. And then we can do some things for your stat study. We're going to do things like, let's change, let's change the scale of this thing. So maybe it can be a little sneaky or something like that. So let's change our scales here. I'm going to change go from 600 to what's a good number? I'm going to say 1600. Let's see what this looks like. Well, look at this. Looks like, oh, hardly any men are in school. The differences look much more dramatic. Down here, right here we see these two bars right here. Because of the scale we've used, it looks as if there are twice as many women as men. Okay. Clearly, there are not twice as many women as men. There's about 700, about 650. If we actually go back to our old graph, okay, there's our old graph. A little bit of a difference in those first two bars. Clearly, women outnumber men on campus, but it's not as dramatic as if we change the scale to something like that. Okay, so that's one way in which we can sort of use graphs to tell certain stories. Okay. So there's your statistical study. Hypothesis. What do I want to know? What do I want to find out? Find your data. Representative sample of the population you're studying. Good data from the past. Complete data. Somehow visually display it. Graphs, charts, tables. Something. Look at what's happening to the data. It's going up. It's going down. It's staying the same. There's a relationship. There's no relationship. And some conclusion. I was right. My hypothesis was right, or my hypothesis was wrong. And now I see what the actual relationship is in the data that I was studying.